What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Redemption series. Pain may be a part of your story, but redemption can be too. This podcast is a battleground for anyone trying to rebuild their life from the ground up. No fake perfection here, just raw, honest conversations about faith, recovery, and becoming exactly who God created you to be. Today, I want to talk about giving it all to God. And if I'm being real, this is something a lot of people, myself included, struggle with because it's easy to say we trust God. But actually surrendering everything to him, that's hard. Giving him the anxiety, the trauma, the addictions, the heartbreak, fear, the guilt, depression, the control, the pain we've secretly been carrying for years. A lot of people pray for healing while still holding on to the very things hurting them. And sometimes healing begins the moment we finally stop trying to carry everything alone. One thing life teaches you quickly is this: people get tired. Mentally tired, emotionally tired, spiritually tired, because this world is heavy sometimes. But surprise people, we were never meant to carry it alone. And a lot of people are carrying silent burdens nobody knows about. Smiling in public when here internally breaking, helping everybody else while secretly drowning themselves, and eventually the weight becomes too much. That's why God never intended for us to carry life alone. The Bible says in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Rest, y'all. Not temporary distraction, not fake peace, real rest. And somebody listening right now desperately needs that kind of peace because exhaustion doesn't always come from physical work. Sometimes it comes from emotional pain. If I'm being honest, surrendering things to God can feel uncomfortable or even scary because people like control. We like knowing what's happening. We like fixing things ourselves. We like protecting ourselves emotionally. But healing often begins where control ends. Some people are trying so hard to hold their lives together that they're slowly falling apart internally. And maybe that's where you are today, trying to stay strong, trying not to break, trying to figure everything out alone. But surrender is not weakness. Surrender is trusting God enough to place your life in His hands. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." That scripture hits so hard because sometimes life stops making sense. Sometimes prayers feel a little unanswered. Sometimes healing feels slow. Sometimes the future feels uncertain. But God calls us to trust Him anyway. One thing I've realized is that many people become experts at hiding pain, hiding depression, trauma, addiction, hiding that anxiety and loneliness because somewhere along the way they learned to suffer silently. But God sees the pain nobody sees: the hidden tears, the sleepless nights, the panic attacks, the shame, the emotional exhaustion. And the beautiful thing is about God, He doesn't run away from broken people, He moves towards them. Psalm 147 and 3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Not just the physical wounds, them heart wounds, them deep seated wounds, y'all. The wounds people can't see from the outside. And maybe you've been asking God why healing hasn't happened instantly. But healing is often a process. God heals people layer by layer sometimes. And even slow healing is still healing. A lot of people struggle healing because they keep reliving the past traumas, past failures, relationships, or even those mistakes. And the enemy loves reminding people of who they used to be, but God constantly calls people forward. Check out Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. Forget the former things. See, I am doing a new thing. A new thing. That means your story is not over. No matter how damaged life feels right now, God is still capable of rebuilding people completely. And maybe healing starts with finally releasing what you keep trying to carry back into your future. Because some pain follows people for years simply because they never surrendered it fully to God. But one of the most beautiful things about God is the peace he gives people in the middle of chaos. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because his presence changes how we carry difficult seasons. Some of you listening right now are desperately searching for peace. And maybe you've tried distractions. Maybe you've tried a relationship. You've leaned into that success, a substance, or even validation. But nothing truly healed the emptiness because healing begins spiritually first. Philippians 4, 6, and 7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind." Peace beyond understanding, y'all, meaning peace that does not even make sense considering what you've been through. That kind of peace only comes from God. Today, I want to encourage somebody listening. Stop carrying battles God is asking you to surrender. Give him the fear. Give him that addiction. Give him those heartbreaks, that anger, the anxiety, the guilt. Give him the future you're terrified about because healing begins where surrender begins. And no, it doesn't mean life instantly becomes easy, but it does mean you no longer have to fight alone. 1 Peter 5 and 7. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. All of it. Not just the small things, everything. Because God cares about every broken place inside of you. If you exhausted today, if your heart feels like overwhelming, heavy, I want you to remember this. God is not asking you to carry everything by yourself. You don't have to pretend to be okay. You don't have to hide your pain from him. You don't have to heal alone. God still restores broken people. God still heals wounded hearts. God still brings peace to your chaos. Jeremiah 17 and 14 say, "Heal me, Lord, and I will be healed." And maybe today is the day somebody finally surrenders everything to God completely. When you finally give it all to God, healing can begin. And remember, the chapter that almost destroyed you just might be the chapter that changes somebody else's life. Just because your growth is slow don't mean God ain't working. If this encouraged you, please share it with somebody who may be carrying heavy burdens silently right now. This is the Redemption Series, where pain meets purpose. Y'all have a blessed day. Keep fighting. I love y'all.